Welcome to Yoga with Sam. Today's video is going to be all about handstands. There's one thing I get asked all the time, it's how do I hold a handstand, or once I've got the handstand, how do I refine it, make it look a little bit prettier, maybe stay up there a little bit longer. So, quick video, just a few tips that have really helped me in my handstand journey. You won't need anything for this video, just some floor space and some hands. Let's get started. So my number one biggest tip would be look after your wrists. When you think about the size of the wrist in comparison to the size of the ankle, this joint is not really made to support your whole body weight, so you have to go easy on it. And take it from me, I spent a lot of time when I first started out with handstands not warming up at all, and it's resulted in severely damaged wrists. So if there's one thing I would say is be kind to your wrists. If you feel them start to hurt, that's enough for today. You can always come back another day. So rather than thinking about warming up the joint of the wrist, we warm up the surrounding muscles. So the flexors and the extensors on the forearm are doing a lot of the work when you're up in a handstand, so it's good to warm those up. So my all-time favorite, you can sit back on the heels in Vajrasana, and maybe if you've got a block, you can take the feet a little wider and sit your bottom onto a block. Extend the arms up and overhead. So already we're in a handstand. So we extend the arms, but see if we can soften the shoulders down. And if you feel the ribs start to flare out, draw the belly in so you're nice and tight. The low ribs are starting to draw in. All we're going to do is extend the hands as wide as we can and squeeze them really tight. So we open the hand as wide as we can, squeeze really tight. Just start to speed up this motion. So it may feel like you're not doing much to start with, but believe me, the flexors and the extensors are going to start to get really warm really quick. You feel the elbows start to drop, so you can keep extending, keep drawing the front ribs in, extend the arms up high and soften the shoulders. Really focusing on the opening and the closing aspect of the hands. I'm going to be here for about 20 seconds. You can count in your head if you like. I'll jump in the last 10. See if you can speed up the movement a little. We're here for 10, 9, 8, for 7, 6, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake out the arms by the side. So the flexors and extensors are already warm. So these flexors are constantly stretched in yoga. Because we're pushing away from the floor a lot of the time, our wrists are always in extension, that's this position. So the extensors on the back side of the forearm are constantly short. So it's very important to lengthen and open up the extensors as well. So I've just tucked under my heels, I've still got my hips back on top of my heels. Just going to ground the back of the hand out. From here, start to wiggle the fingers almost like you're playing a piano. You might even be able to see the extensors start to move on the back side of the forearm. So just trying to get them a little bit warm. If you want, you can drop the elbows out to the side and just play with a little bit of rotation. So the elbows fall out, and then you can lift and extend the arms, maybe wrap the biceps forward. Now I'm not placing too much pressure on the back of the hand, it's very light. All we're looking for is getting a little bit of flexion through the wrists. Don't fight it if it's not working. Just going to do 3 more of these. So elbows drop out to the side, and extend and wrap the biceps forward. Elbows drop out to the side, extend and wrap the biceps forward. Elbows drop out to the side, extend and wrap the biceps forward. Sit back on the heels, shake out the wrists. May feel a little bit uncomfortable, that flexion of the wrist, because all we do in yoga is extension. So if it's uncomfortable because you haven't done it before, that's fine, but if you feel pain, please don't worry about it. Another one of my all-time favorites, ground the palms down flat, take the shoulders a little bit further back than the wrist, so there's a little bit less weight on the palms. We're going to try and keep the first 4 fingers grounded on each hand, just lift up the palm and the thumb. So only coming up as far as your finger flexibility will allow. And just lower them back down. We'll start to repeat that motion. Both hands at the same time. You can go slow to start with. As you slowly start to speed up, you'll feel all the tendons and the supporting ligaments in the wrists and the forearms really start to work out. Now if it's a little bit too easy for you, you can take the shoulders on top of the wrist. You can take the knees a little bit further back to again make it a little more intense. And if you're really mad, one day maybe you can work towards stepping the feet back into a plank. I'm certainly not going to do that, and I wouldn't suggest you do it either if it's your first time. Just be here for 10, 9, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and sit back on the heels, shake out the wrist, shake out the hands. So you may notice some new veins that weren't there before in the forearms. The forearms might be feeling a little bit more engorged, there's a lot more blood flowing through them. That's fantastic, that's exactly what we want. So now we can step back into a plank. So we want shoulders over wrists, super important for handstand, so not further back, not in front, we'll try and find directly on top. Now the fingers are spread wide, but not so wide that the hands look like starfish. There's a little bit of space between the fingers, maybe the index finger or middle finger is facing forward. And then we work to pull the fingertips back towards the palm. So we want to work with 3 points of contact in the handstand. There's the fingertips, there's the base knuckle of the fingers and the heel of the hand. So if we have those 3 points of contact, there's a lot more opportunity for us to play with our balance. We wrap the biceps forward. There's a slight pressing with the back of the heart towards the ceiling. Draw the shoulders back. Reach the crown of the head forward. We become aware of the midsection. So one of the first things, or the easiest thing to forget when you start your handstand journey is the core. When you get upside down, it's easy for the legs to fling over the head and your handstand to resemble a banana. So in our plank, we're just becoming aware of the most important part, our core. We draw the belly button in towards the spine, the low back is supported, the glutes are squeezing, the inner thighs are pressing together, the heels are pressing backwards. We'll only be here for another 5. For 4, fingertips draw towards the palms. For 3, 4, 2, on. Drop the knees, sit back on the heels. Hopefully the core's starting to warm up a little bit. You can shake out the wrist again if they need it. So a great analogy I heard from a yoga teacher once before is if you think of the body like a broomstick, if there was a door hinge in the middle of the broomstick, well, it would just flop around. So we don't want our body to be that broomstick with the door hinge when we're in a handstand. We just want that solid piece of wood. So a few motions to help really understand how it feels to be in a handstand. My all-time favorite, Ardha Navasana, or halfway row. So we can start in Navasana, spine long, shoulders back, arms forward. Nice straight line from knees to ankles, then the toes out really wide. From here we lower down halfway. So press the low back down into the earth. Point through the toes and fan the toes out really wide. Inner thighs squeezing together, low back, low belly pressing down, chins in towards the chest. Now to really understand the handstand movement, reach the arms overhead for the hollow body. The shoulders soften away from the ears, the fingers extend behind us. We gaze down towards the toes. Now we're really becoming aware of the midsection. So this is the movement we're looking to emulate when we're upside down. We're trying to move away from the banana, trying to go in the opposite direction. So you can stay here for as long as you want. I'm only going to be here for another 5. For 4, squeeze the legs. For 3, reach the arms forward, 2, and 1. So before every handstand practice, I would suggest running through those wrist warm-ups first, holding a few rounds of your plank, really starting to become aware of what the low belly is doing, drawing it in towards the spine, the obliques, the serratus, everything's squeezing together. And then following that with a few rounds of the hollow body, so we've really got an awareness of the midsection. After that, we can start to piece it all together. So we are under the assumption in this video that we already have some sort of a handstand practice. I will make another video that's for complete beginners who are interested in handstand but have never even tried before. So that video will come later. This is for those who perhaps know how to handstand and are struggling to hold it. So the hands ground underneath the shoulders. Fingertips draw back towards the palms so we have those 3 points of contact. The fingertips, the base knuckles and the heel of the hand. The shoulders stack on top of the wrist. Now the reason we want 3 points of contact is if we are to lean forward a little bit more in our handstand, we can use the fingertips to push back Alternatively, if we're falling backwards, we can press into the heel of the hand, try and find that neutral position. Now the forearms are hugging towards each other, the biceps are wrapping forward. The index knuckle, really want to be pressing that down into the earth. Now to jump up into the handstand, the most easy or less intimidating way to jump in would be to hop off one leg. So start from a downward facing dog check, maybe walk the feet in just a little closer. Super important in our handstand is the gaze. So we want to be looking down between the hands so we know what's going on. We're watching where we're balancing. We can see what the hands are doing. Arms are nice and straight, biceps wrap forward. From here we can lift one leg in the air, point through the toes of the foot that is lifted, keep that activity going, take a bend in the grounded leg. Now we're thinking less momentum and more core. We want to get the hips on top of the shoulders, so the movement comes from the bottom, not from the lifted leg flinging over. So the lifted foot is flexed, the leg's nice and straight, we bend the grounded leg, move from the hips, take the hips over the shoulders, maybe both legs extend up towards the sky. Now from here, ground it down through the index knuckle, fingertips draw back towards the palms, forearms are hugging towards each other, biceps wrapping forward, triceps back, and pushing away from the floor, belly's drawing in towards the spine, obliques are working, glutes are squeezing, inner thighs, inner calves, the ankles all squeezing together. So there's nothing we're forgetting about in the handstand. Everything is working in unison. You can stay up for as long as you want. Really working on all those tips. When you come out, it's always nice to come through a few rounds of Malasana. To work out all that extension, you get a little bit of compression through the hip flexors. I like to rest the elbows on top of the knees, just so I can roll out the fingers again. Give the forearms a little rest. So the top tips again are warm up the wrists, warm up the forearms, warm up with plank, warm up with hollow body. Don't forget the midsection. Keep 3 points of contact in the hands. And don't forget about anything when you're upside down. From fingertips all the way to the toes, there's body awareness. Let me know how you go. Comment, share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you soon.